I made it. Let's see. Okay. How's the connection, guys? Sorry about being late. One, I was late. Am I? Oh wait, hold on. I hear myself. Oh shit. Here. I made. There we go. Good. I was late on my own accord. I'm still trying to figure out this camera. It's annoying the hell out of me, but for now, this is what it is. I guess it's okay. Um, and there's this weird, interesting, crazy story, and also just kind of like bear with me too, because like I've had these I had computer issues recently, and so like the computer just got booted up, but I don't have all my settings set, and I'm not even going to bother setting them because by Wednesday I'll have a new computer. But you know, it was important to me that I could come on and talk with you guys. And I mean, this story, bro, Noel Rodriguez-Alverez from Texas, 6-year old, missing. We're going to go through all the details, the timeline. At some point, I'm going to have to get up for a couple minutes because I'm going to have to go downstairs and grab Maddie when she gets dropped off. So just heads up if I have to get up. Echoing. How am I echoing? There should be no echo. I can't even hear myself. So that might have been the one little part where I was playing in the background. So yeah, so the whole thing with this, I'm going to go through all the details, but just a quick, like, this is a 6-year-old that was like critically ill because he was born at 25 weeks. He had a lot of physical disabilities, developmental disorders, suffers from it's a social disorder, and has chronic lung disease, and was required to have oxygen on him. And so the whole makeup of this particular family, it's the mother, Cindy Rodriguez. She's 37 years old. She was with the stepfather of the kid. They don't say his name for some reason. So it's mom, stepdad, and Noel has 6 siblings. 6, including a pair of 5-month-old twins, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, and 11-year-old. These people hightailed it on a plane to Turkey. They're gone. Nobody knows where they're at. And on the passenger, what do they call it? I don't know, the census, I know somebody in the chat will get it. The, whatever it is, that child, Noel, was not on there. Okay, so where is Noel? And somebody that needed critical care. And family members, so he was reported missing. One video said last Wednesday, but the article I read, I think, said last Thursday. But there's some family members that reportedly are saying that they haven't seen him since November. Okay, so let me just take you through the details of this article, and we will also watch a press conference. Okay, press conference. And I just wanted to pop in, check in with you guys, try to mix in some stories. And again, I've been reminding people because I get asked this all the time. When's the next trial? April 3rd. So next week, next Monday is the next trial that we'll be doing and covering. So I'll at some point this week, I will set the stream for next Monday so I can actually move people over there so they can set reminders. I'm still trying to figure out when that trial starts Eastern time. I think it's going to be 11 Eastern time. I believe they're in Colorado, 2-hour difference. And I don't know, going off of the jury selection times, which was 11 a.m. Eastern, maybe that's when it's actually going to start every day come Monday. So, but I want to confirm that and then set the trial. So Everman, Texas, okay, an Amber Alert issued across Texas on Saturday was updated to an endangered persons alert for a 6-year-old Noel Rodriguez-Alverez. Authorities initially issued an Amber Alert after Noel was reported missing on Friday in Everman, Texas, which is about 12 miles south of Fort Worth. That's not going to happen. Okay. The Everman Police Department said they believed his mother, 37-year-old Cindy Rodriguez-Singh, was connected to Noel's disappearance. Investigators were searching for the vehicle, a gray 2012 Silverado bearing Texas license plate PLS 7091, that they believe Rodriguez was driving. That's mom right there. It's not showing the cursor. I got to figure out why it's not doing that. So that's mom, that's Noel, and this is the vehicle there. Let's see if I could. Left screen. There we go. Okay. Everman police told ABC affiliate WFAA that the child and his mother lived at the address he was reportedly last seen at. Some family members reportedly told authorities this week that they haven't seen Noel since November. Bro, and we are in March. December, January, February, March. 4 or 5 months. But police in an updated alert on Sunday said he disappeared on Thursday. So I don't know. That's in the update. The Amber Alert was discontinued, and an endangered missing alert was issued after authorities learned of his family booked a flight to Turkey, where Noel was not listed as a passenger. And you know me, when I heard this story, man, I'm thinking the worst, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm hoping for the best, but I'm thinking, like, with all these kids, all these siblings, 6 other siblings, I don't know if these people were like, they wanted to do something and get rid of this child to not deal with all the medical problems. But what if he is deceased? If they did do something, if something malicious happened, I mean, why not just leave him somewhere and then just leave the country, and at least somebody else maybe can come and take care of him? I mean, I don't know. So police described Noel as a Hispanic boy with brown eyes and black hair, weighing 50 pounds and is 4 feet tall. Which, by the way, I hear that stepfather, I believe he's Indian, and so that's why, like, the name is hyphenated. So mom's name is Cindy Rodriguez Singh. So that's where I think that comes in from. He was born at 25 weeks, therefore has a lot of physical disabilities and developmental disorders. Everman Police Chief Craig Spencer said he suffers from social disorder and has a chronic lung disease, which has required him to be on oxygen at certain points of time. Rodriguez is facing charges of false reports to a police officer regarding a missing person, probation violation for a previous crime unrelated to Noel's disappearance. I wonder what that is too. Previous crime. We can look into that. Unrelated though, but still curious. A warrant has been issued for her arrest. So the timeline of Noel's disappearance. Let me just sip on this tea a bit. And if you guys can hit the like button, I really appreciate that. It would be great. All right. So the timeline. So on March 20th, the Texas Child Protective Investigation, CPI, contacted Everman Police after family members said they hadn't seen the 6-year-old since November 2022. It's a long ass time. According to Spencer, and when was the flight? Was the flight recently, or did they say when the flight was? Maybe they'll say here. According to Spencer, the family requested officers to conduct a welfare check at the boy's home. The chief said police arrived at the home, or to the home, where Rodriguez told them Noel had been with his biological father in Mexico since November. Okay. At the time, there were no indications present to the officers that would warrant any further investigation. On March 23rd, CPI contacted Everman Police again after an investigator said they spoke to more family members who were concerned about Noel's well-being. According to Spencer, CPI also found the boy's father in Mexico, who told the agency that he did not have Noel. He reportedly told authorities he has never met his son. He was deported before Noel was born. So this mom is copying out a story that, oh yeah, Noel, he's with his dad, his biological father. This guy never even met his son. Spencer said records from Homeland Security supports the father's statements. When the CPI investigator tried to reach Noel's siblings at their school, the children were absent, according to police. The CPI learned that Rodriguez Singh had contacted the school to inquire about unenrolling them. CPI then tried to reach Rodriguez, but was unable to do so. Spencer said there have been reports prior to CPS investigations and actions against the mother and said that she does not have an extensive criminal history. So I wonder why and what. There have been prior CPS investigations and actions against the mother. Damn, bro. And was it against Noel, or was it the other siblings, the 6 other siblings? It appeared that to the CPI investigator that the mother was intentionally avoiding authorities. This prompted an investigation into the child's whereabouts. On March 25th, an Amber Alert for Noel was issued about midnight on Saturday. So March 25th, that was yesterday, Amber Alert. And just make sure my ringer's on in case. Spencer said multiple agencies were dispatched to find Noel, his mother, his stepfather, and his 6 siblings, including a pair of 5-month-old twins, plus 7, 8, 9, and 11 years old. At 9 p.m. Saturday, authorities learned that the family had boarded. Oh, so it was Saturday. Wait, hold on. At 9 p.m. Saturday, authorities had learned that the family had boarded a flight to Istanbul, Turkey. Police said they left on Thursday before the Amber Alert was issued. Damn. So my thing is, when did whatever happened to Noel happen? And did the family decide to like hightail it now because things were getting hot because investigators were looking into them? And how do you make that kid disappear? 6 years old with all those medical conditions. Spencer said that Noel was not listed as a passenger on that flight. At that point, Spencer said the Amber Alert was discontinued and Noel's case was reissued as an endangered missing persons alert through Texas DPS. This change does not affect the course of our investigation. We plan to continue to investigate this case to the fullest of our capabilities. Spencer said there is currently no physical evidence about Noel's status as a missing person. However, since Noel hasn't been found, police said they would continue to investigate the situation as a missing person case. Spencer said there's also no evidence of the boy's siblings being in any danger. So this family's gone. Hightailed it. Dipped out. Let me play the press conference. Well, yeah, let me do the press conference and then I'll get to some of the notes that some of the things that Flossie mentioned to me, but they might bring it up here. And so this presser, from what I read, you got to skip like 17 minutes in. Oh, let's. 1 second.
Yeah, I'm putting my lighting around. Are you able to watch it live?
There's some pictures of Noel. We're all going to skip 17 minutes in, but I got to have to run and grab Maddie, so I guess I can let the pictures play because I haven't listened to the presser. I just read the article and I wanted to watch it with you guys. Let's see. Road trip to India from Istanbul, several thousand miles. So yeah, supposedly the stepfather is from India. So I was talking with Flossie. I was like, why did they? What's in Turkey? Why did they go to Turkey? And then I was asking her like, well, how far is India from Turkey? And could they drive there, or did they go there just to throw police off? Because I guess the stepfather has family in India. So what's in Turkey? All right, give me 1 second. Let me just okay, just let the baby in. Give me 1 minute, guys. All right, all right. Thank you guys for waiting. Appreciate that. I had a really full day today, multitasking like crazy. So, all right. So let's skip to the article. Somebody posted on Facebook that said it's around 17 minutes is the presser. And I just wanted to plug this story in because I feel like we'll probably be following and doing updates. And so I really wanted to jump on, kind of like familiarize everybody, familiarize myself. And then we'll follow this and see what else happens throughout the week. I don't know. Like, I'm thinking, like, I don't know if investigators can maybe try to look at their GPS, computer data, searches, locations, cameras, like in that neighborhood. And I wonder, like, when police, so families said they hadn't seen Noel since November, but police said Thursday was last seen. So, and I'm curious, I wonder if the police have an official Facebook page because I want to see their updates too. Because I'm wondering if they have a reason to believe, like, what reason why they're saying Thursday? Like, do they have confirmation he was last seen that day versus what the family's saying? I'm going to look it up while we listen. There we go. Rose, thank you for the 3-month membership. Rose with Thorns. Appreciate the support. That's it. Thank you for the bits on Twitch. Tina, thank you for the membership.
Well, good morning. My name is Craig Spencer. I'm the Chief of Police for the City of Everman. That's CRAIGSPENCER. First, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge our colleagues and partners, as well as those who have assisted us so far in this investigation, some of who are represented up here with me today. Also joining us, I have Mayor Ray Richardson, Mayor for the City of Everman, as well as Julie Evans, who is the Chief Executive Officer for the Alliance for Children.
You guys hear it good? Should I bump it up a little?
In addition to that, you're behind me, you're only seeing some of the support that we've been having as far as our state, local, and federal law enforcement partnership goes. Those partnerships include the Alliance for Children, Child Protective Investigations, Texas Department of Public Safety, Texas Rangers, Fort Worth Police Department, the White Settlement Police Department, Department of Homeland Security, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and then, of course, our specific investigative team who is up here as well. And they've done an incredible job so far in this investigation. Secondly, I need to thank all those who have volunteered their own time and effort to locate Noel Rodriguez-Alverez. Since the issuance of the Amber Alert, we've received countless tips and information, and although not all of those tips and information received have been able to support us in locating Noel, we know that everyone is doing everything that they can, and we truly appreciate those efforts and want those to continue. I've got a prepared statement here for you, and then immediately after that, I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Q&A,
I'd like to provide a summary on the course of this investigation. First, let me start by saying that 6-year-old Noel Rodriguez-Alverez is still missing. Noel suffers from multiple disabilities, including severe development disorder, social disorder, physical disabilities, chronic lung disease, which requires treatment and oxygen at times. On March 20th, our agency was notified by Child Protective Investigations that they had received a complaint from an anonymous source that Noel had not been seen since November of 2022. Noel reportedly resided with his mother, identified as Cindy Rodriguez Singh, as well as 4 biological siblings, ages 7, 8, 9, and 11, and twin 5-month-old half-siblings, and a stepfather. The stepfather was identified as Arshdeep Singh. Cindy is the custodial mother of all 7 of these children. The family resided at a residence located in the 3700 block of Wisteria here in Everman. CPI requested that officers conduct a welfare check of Noel at that residence. Officers responded to the home and made contact with the mother. At that time, the mother advised officers that Noel has been residing with his biological father in Mexico since November. At that time, there were no indications present to the officer that would warrant any further investigation. This information was then shared with CPI. On March 23rd, CPI contacted our agency again regarding Noel. They advised that they had spoken with several other family members who also stated that they had not seen Noel since November of 2022 and expressed significant concern for the child's welfare. Additionally, CPI was able to track down the biological father in Mexico, who advised that he did not have Noel in his custody and that he had never had the opportunity to meet Noel due to being deported prior to the birth of his youngest son with Cindy. Homeland Security records supported the father's statements. Additionally, the CPI investigator had attempted to make contact with the other children at their school, but learned that those children were absent and that the mother had contacted the school to inquire about their unenrollment. CPI had attempted contact with the mother by phone and at the residence with no success. It appeared to the CPI investigator that the mother was intentionally avoiding authorities. This prompted an investigation into the child's whereabouts. Investigators attempted to make contact with the mother utilizing all available methods. Although we are prohibited from releasing specific details about prior incidents and prior investigations related to Child Protective Services, I am able to simply share that there have been prior investigations and actions against the mother. Additionally, the mother has an extensive criminal history involving alcohol-related offenses.
Oh, okay.
On March 24th, investigators worked with our partners at the Alliance for Children and CPI on this case. Investigators were able to rule out that the child was in the possession of any other known family members, at which time investigators obtained an arrest warrant for the mother for the offense of false report regarding a missing child or missing person. Investigators worked with the Texas Fusion Center, which is responsible for the administration of statewide alerts, and it was determined that based upon the totality of the circumstances, an Amber Alert for Noel Rodriguez-Alverez was warranted. This alert was issued shortly after midnight on March 25th. On that same day, March 25th, investigators from various agencies worked tirelessly throughout the day on this case in an attempt to locate Noel, the mother, stepfather, and other children. Investigators responded to dozens of tips and information that was received, and at approximately 9 p.m. last night, we learned that the mother, stepfather, and siblings had all left the country on a Turkish Airways flight to Istanbul that flew out on March 23rd prior to the issuance of the Amber Alert. Noel was not listed as a passenger on that flight. For this reason, the Amber Alert was discontinued and an endangered missing persons was issued through the Texas Department of Public Safety. This change does not affect the course of our investigation. We plan to continue to investigate this case to the fullest of our capabilities. I need to be very clear that we currently do not have any physical evidence related to Noel's status as a missing person. What I do know is that we have a 6-year-old disabled boy that cannot be accounted for, is missing, and that the mother is not willing to cooperate with investigators to help us to simply assure that the child is safe. And we are desperately seeking the public's help. Currently, we have engaged with our partners at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, who are assisting us with all of their available resources and expertise. We are asking that anyone with any amount of information related to this case or this family to please contact the Everman Police Department, and you can do so by calling our main line at 817-2.
I had a crazy thought and I was thinking, but it wouldn't make sense. I was thinking, like, imagine like they just bought the tickets but never got on the flight. But then they would have known that, though, that they weren't on the flight, I guess. So I was just thinking that would have been kind of like an interesting way to try to trick them. But I'm pretty sure they would have known through the airlines if they didn't actually show or like check in and stuff.
293-2923. And so with that, I'll take any questions that I can.
I'll just ask you right now, I appreciate you taking the time, David, to attend over Fox Sport, and you can just look over at the photographers.
Sure.
On the podium, cell phone. But does the family have other family ties to Turkey? What do you think took them there? And is there any cooperation? I know it's early, but
Sure.
do you think we'll be able to get from government over there? Is that possible?
So Flossie told me that there's no extradition in Turkey. I'll take a look. And what he asked, because the volume was kind of low, is like, does the family have any ties to like Turkey?
Yeah, so let me start by saying we do not have any direct relations to Turkey that we can identify. However, I can tell you that the stepfather is an immigrant from India. What we are trying.
It says here the Republic of Turkey does not extradite its citizens under the Constitution, except the obligations required by the ICC statute. So it says it's citizens, but it probably applies to their non-citizens too, I would think.
trying to figure out is whether or not the Turkish Airlines flight was its final destination to Turkey, or whether there was a connecting flight possibly elsewhere. And I'm sorry, David, what was the second part of your question? Working with authorities, is that right?
Yeah, is there anything
Sure.
that and I guess if you don't know if Turkey's the final destination, it might be too early in
Sure.
the process, but yeah, if Turkey, if Istanbul would be the final destination, is there any help over there? But you kind of answered that you don't have any partners over there right now.
Yeah, well, and one of the toughest parts of this case is the fact that we are still lacking any physical evidence of what may or may not have happened to Noel. And I don't want to speculate on anything. I mean, there could be a very simple explanation of this. Noel could be in the custody of a friend or a family member that we haven't been able to identify, but without the cooperation from the family or the mother.
I don't know, man. I mean, if mom's lying about this whole, oh yeah, he's with dad, and they go and check on dad and he's not over there, and then they supposedly corroborated the father's story too, that he's saying the truth. Let's see here. Extradition. A non-citizen against whom a criminal investigation or prosecution has been initiated, or against whom there is a conviction because of a crime committed or alleged to have been committed in a foreign country, may be extradited upon request for the purpose of an investigation or prosecution or enforcement. I don't know, because when I think of like Cambodia and those two ladies, Nina and Lisa, I don't think they don't do any extradition to the U.S., but they still did it anyway. I think they worked something out. I guess it depends, but there is no like diplomatic relations.
And under these circumstances, we don't have a choice but to continue to look into it and address it as a missing person. But with a lack of evidence, it's hard to continue a criminal investigation into this, which means it's going to be difficult to engage with federal partners and foreign partners on anything further from here. We will certainly do our best to attempt that, but with a lack of physical evidence or statements from family, we don't have much to go on right now.
Knowing how young this boy is and that he has disabilities, could you talk about how critical time is and how quickly you guys need to react?
Well, yeah, no, it's extremely critical. I mean, his disabilities are extensive, and he absolutely needs to be seen by medical staff and treated for his disabilities. One of the things that's been most concerning is the chronic lung disease, and is he receiving the treatment that he normally should receive with that chronic lung disease? He has a requirement to be on oxygen at certain points in time, and we don't know if he's getting that. Obviously, the lack of treatment with his disabilities could ultimately result in death. Therefore, it's extremely critical for us. I mean, we have got to do everything we can to try to find this child. And that's why we're seeking the public's help and trying to get more information on this.
Are there any concerns for the other children involved in this case?
I think it's natural for everybody to be concerned when you've got one sibling that's got a case like this. I think it's naturally warranted, but I can tell you that there has not been any evidence provided to us that would indicate that there's any in danger to the other children, if that makes sense. Yeah, we're working on trying to pull all medical records and things. I don't have exact dates, but right now we're presuming, since the child hasn't been seen since November of 22, that's likely maybe the last time that he may have received medical treatment. We don't know.
Was Noel in school prior to his disappearance? I know you said November was the last time he was seen. Can you talk about where he was last seen?
Sure.
Had he been in school?
Yeah, David, that was one of the first investigative routes we tried to take, was checking with the school. Unfortunately, Noel was not enrolled in any school, so there weren't any records or school resources for us to be able to tap on that end.
That's interesting. And the other thing I was thinking too, what did they do with, and here's a creepy shit, guys. I forgot. Flossie told me about it and I completely forgot. Now that I'm looking at this image on Facebook, I'm scanning to see what other information comes up. I mean, it depends what you think, you know what I'm saying? But check it out, bro. So, okay, so that's the vehicle, the Silverado. Maybe I can get myself out of the way. Kind of. The Silverado 2012. And the first thought I was thinking is like, well, what did they do with this vehicle? Because apparently they're still looking for the vehicle, right? What did they do with this vehicle? And if something, I don't know. malicious or like something bad happened. I don't know. You know, could the vehicle be the key? Because why is the vehicle missing? Why hide the vehicle? Where did they leave it? And then it also says additional information, actual photo, Santa Muerte mural on the back of the window. Anytime I hear about Santa Muerte, it always makes me think of that story with Maricela Botello and the whole creepy stuff with that story. It's people worshiping. I mean, that could just be their thing, but that's kind of a big thing too in Mexico. I mean, and a lot of Spanish, but Mexico for sure too. So the Santa Muerte, the fairies, yeah. Good. That's a better word. So yeah, I wonder what's up with the vehicle. They can't find it yet.
So he was solely in the custody of his mother.
Were the other children in school? Was that, at 6 years old, I know you're typically in school by then. Was that just intent? I don't know if you know why he wasn't in there. Were they just keeping him out for whatever reason? Were the other kids enrolled?
Yeah, it's hard to speculate on why he wasn't in school without talking to the mother. I mean, it could potentially be linked to the fact that he's got developmental disorders and social disorders that may have delayed his entry into school. That's a distinct possibility. So I don't want to speculate that there was any kind of.
And when they say social disorders, I'm assuming, I guess they mean like, I don't know, communication, like communicating with people and stuff like that, or social cues.
Criminal intent or malintent on him not being enrolled in school. The other older siblings were enrolled in school within the Everman ISD, and the 2 5-month-olds obviously weren't in school yet.
Right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
What specifically can the public do to help push this investigation along a little further for you guys?
You know, it doesn't matter how long ago it was or any kind of information you may have. If you have anything related to this case, if you've ever talked to this family, you know anything about the family, we want to know. We want to get that information coming in. And then, of course, you know, somebody knows something about this family. This is not a small family. I mean, there's 7 children who have been involved. These kids have been in the school district for several years. Somebody knows something that's going on, and we want those calls to come in. So really, there's not anything specific that we're looking for as far as information, because in a case like this, any little bit of information could really snowball into something that would wind up being the result of us being able to find him.
When did the stepfather?
He was initially part of the investigation. However, we don't have any criminal history on him. We don't have any CPS history on him. And he is not the biological father of Noel, although they did all reside together. So we had no reason to, when we issued the Amber Alert, to tie him to that Amber Alert, like we did with the circumstances on Cindy, the mother.
And for the people that missed it, as far as the disabilities, so they said physical disabilities, mental disorders. He suffers from social disorders, severe developmental issues or disorders. Also has a chronic lung disease, which at some certain points required oxygen. So yeah, I don't know if he's getting any kind of treatment or what's going on. Killer Looks, what's up, man? Didn't see you in the chat. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, who knows where that truck could be? It could be anywhere. Maybe in the airport. Somebody will probably recognize it. They got the plates and information. They should put out more pictures of that mother too. I've only really seen the one, I think. I read a description online too that she has tattoos, but they didn't. I don't think they described exactly what her tattoos are like. I think it said on her chest, I think. So I'll try to find out.
Any other questions? Well, I certainly appreciate all of you, and if you can really help us out in pushing this information out and trying to get the public aware of this case, we're going to keep this going as best as we possibly can. Like I mentioned, we've engaged with National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, so we're looking forward to utilizing all of their assets and resources and trying to get public education out there, and seeing what leads we may be able to come up with. So as we get any updates, we'll obviously share those with you. All right. Thank y'all.
Strange. Odd. I don't think they just left this kid in the care of a family member. Because of the lie that was being told. And so while there is some information, there's still like not a lot to go on, especially that it's like a international thing where they just dipped out. Let's see here. Turkey. And then India. It's quite a bit away. And they don't know the connection at all either, apparently, with Turkey, why they would go there. Must have been probably plotting for a while. Let me put up, so I downloaded some images, I think, too. With Noel from Facebook. Well, I thought I downloaded it. It's over here. Oh, here's the description. So tattoos across her chest. Cindy Rodriguez sing. All the kids are her biological kids. Sadie, thanks for the super chat. This case gives me Lori Daybell vibes. SW404, thank you for the membership. Wow, membership chat. Wow, this is sad. Cindy Rodriguez. I feel like it's like a big blank. It's like it's a weird story, but there's like nothing to go on until we get more information. Let's see something too. I want to see if the mother pulls up. I think, at least as far as the background information, I think over the week maybe more will develop because they just started talking about this story really like within the last day or two. And so I'm thinking they're gonna probably dig into this mother's background, her history. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. Cindy Rodriguez sing, Texas. Oh, she doesn't pull up for some reason. Let's try Rodriguez. $37. If the twins are 5 months old and he was last seen then. What's up, Legendary? Oh, I see. I think I found her. I hope you guys. Oh shit. I hope you guys ready for next week, man. Next week we're going hard. Back to the trial Monday. Oh, that reminds me. I gotta see if I can finish that video. Gotta start over. I don't know if I should wait till the new computer. It's going kind of slow. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is her or not. I'll have to look another time. I don't want to put it on her if it's not her. So yeah, I don't know. I wanted to plug in this story. Just you know, put it out there, plant the seed in case we get more updates. It'll be easy to follow up on it since we've already kind of touched on it this week. Hopefully we get some more updates, but also I don't know, when it's this kind of stuff, when it's like international, I don't know, it's really tough, man. I mean, we've seen positive things. There was that one kid that I forgot, was it an international thing? They found this kid and like they had the video of him like running up and hugging, I think, his mother. But they hightailed it. They haven't, I guess they haven't mentioned the stepfather's name because they don't feel, or they don't have any, he doesn't have a criminal history and they don't know that he's involved, but he must know what's going on. Unless she's, I don't know, unless she lied to this guy and was like, oh yeah, no, he went with his dad and let's go, let's leave. I don't know. That's a weird one. They mentioned she has some sort of alcohol problem. They didn't get into specifics. They didn't say what. Let's see if there's any.
In effect for a missing 6-year-old boy has now been changed to an endangered missing persons alert.
This is all
Go ahead and take a look at your screen here. Police say Noel Rodriguez-Alverez was last seen in Everman, and they believe he is with his mother, Cindy Rodriguez-Singh. This alert comes after police say family members had not seen the boy since last November, that is. His mother claimed he was in Mexico with his father, but police later found that wasn't true. Cindy may be traveling in a gray 2012 Chevy Silverado with license plate number PLS 7091.
I wonder if this is the house. Right here. Oh, St. Pat Brat says iCkEdMeL. Plunder gave you a really nice shout out and told everyone, oh really, that's nice, that's really nice. Go watch your My Mom's Not Fake video. Spelled your name out loud. Put it, oh that's really nice, that's sweet. We actually watched, I was on Twitch and a friend of mine sent me one of her videos. And so, and we watched it on Twitch, but she did a really good job. I was just saying it the other day, yesterday. And this video, I'll put the link in the description and in the chat if you want to watch it after, if you haven't seen it yet. I do watch some of her videos sometimes. This one here, this was good because she actually went back and she like, let me see. She went and like, see what she described it here. She downloaded 4 hours worth of audio from Muncie and Delaware County Public Safety Feed archives from 3/24/2023 and edited the portions I believe relate to finding Scotty Morris. So she did a really good job. It's longer than the pieces that were on Facebook. And I also was impressed. I like the editing that she did, and also was like, I might have to do this myself if I, I don't know if I want to, maybe one day. Because I usually, when I'm editing a video, sometimes I'll show like the Google Maps location. But I like how she zoomed in over here.
Yellow t-shirt, black sweat. 620. Sorry, I was on that PD. What's that location again? I'm that way.
For the edit.
625
I think when you type in the location, that's what it does. It like it zooms in. But I like that she like captured that.
Walking south towards Wapahani. Yellow t-shirt, black sweatpants.
So, but yeah, this is a good video if you want to check it out. She got, I'm pretty sure it's longer than the original video. Plunder. And I think she stays out of the drama too. I don't think she's all up in the drama and stuff. I'll put her. Want to check out that video or check out her channel? Good channel. That was nice. That was really nice. Thank you for telling me. I've been kind of disconnected lately, even though I'm here. Like, you guys see me here, but I've been like disconnected, just handling. I'm trying to get as much done as I can get done before next week. Whatever I want to get, in the house. And like, Maddie's going back to school this week. I went shopping today. I'm just trying to make sure all the things are covered. Tuesday, I'm going to go get blood work done. Just all that life stuff. I want to get it knocked out because when the trial starts, it's really hard to get things done. It's a little bit more difficult because, you got kids, you got to take them to school, juggling between going to pick them up and coming back and forth and preparing things. And then you're streaming. We're probably going to be doing like 7-8 hours a day or something like that. So streaming during the day. This one's going to be interesting because the 2-hour difference, I guess it's going to go till like 7. That's going to be a little bit challenging, I guess, because it's further back into the day. If they go to like 5 their time, it'll be 7 our time. So I don't know. I mean, the good thing will be I guess I can't sleep in anyway though because of school, but I guess there won't be a rush. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I'm going to like that. It's going to be interesting to see. But I'm kind of excited a little bit. I'm a little excited for the trial. I think a lot of people like the trial, man. I think people like kind of sitting in with us and an all day thing and the ups and downs, go through it together. So, and yeah, and I'm getting the computer thing too Wednesday. So there's a lot of little things that I want to make sure that are in place before we start. So, but yeah, that's it. I will keep an eye to see with the story of Noel. Hopefully he's okay. Really odd story. I just don't know. I have a hard time that like, oh, they just left him in the care of somebody else. Somebody that has that kind of medical problems, like, or yeah, and like severe that needs to be taken care of, and they lied about where he was. I don't know. And yeah, I guess that's it. And if you haven't seen the Waco Netflix documentary, I thought it was good. I really liked it. Crazy documentary. Some people said there was other better ones. That's the only one I've seen so far. So let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Oh, and by the way, so how's the stream look? Does it look normal or does it look better? Because I upped the bit rate. Does it matter? I don't know. Does it look exactly the same? And I guess if you're on the phone, you're probably not going to tell much because of the smaller screens. I don't know if that's going to make much of a difference. Right, Kayla? I was shocked when I saw a Waco thing. I was like, wow. Wow. I'm going to mute myself for a second. Let me see what I look. I guess it looks all right. When I see it on the big screen, it still has a little like blurriness on it. Or not blurriness, but like it's not like the high quality that it should be. Let me see Twitch. It's different when you're watching on a phone or a small compressed screen. Most stuff is gonna look like probably good, I guess. But I'm wondering about when people are watching on TV, the quality, But at the same time, I think YouTube
dominating game 1 from Maroon Tiger.
I think YouTube kind of caps the bitrate anyway. I don't think you can go so high. And then Twitch has. Let me see what Twitch is saying. Bitrate. I think it's too high for Twitch though. You guys see it over here? Can't even see the chat. my chat. Oh, there we go. So weird. Yo, and yesterday's Twitch was pretty crazy. It was pretty funny. We were on Twitch for a little bit last night. I think it was last night. It was really funny. Some crazy, crazy ass videos. Crystal clear. Okay. I can see you crystal clear, Mel. Bald white man, right? Oh, man. Is there anything else going on in the news, man? Anything else you guys seen before we get out of here? It feels weird ending a stream so early. I mean, this is like the optimum, like, probably. I don't usually like to go for long periods unless we're doing a trial. Optimally, like 1 hour is like good for the rebroadcast, but it's like it feels weird that like, holy crap, we're done already. I mean, that's good though, I guess. Oh yeah, those tornadoes. 30 million Southerners are at risk. I think people were killed. How many? Ooh, 2 tigers briefly missing. Oh, they got him, I guess, after Georgia Zoo damaged by tornado. So, and did they arrest Trump, or was Trump pump faking? Because my mother told me this. She's like, "Oh, you know, Trump was lying." I was like, "What? Was he lying about that shit?" Attorney says Trump assumed he would be arrested. Oh, Lord. Yeah, there was a bunch of really funny memes. I think it was Twitter. I don't remember the page. Somebody was talking about it. They were doing like deep fakes. It was so funny. Let me show you. Hold on. Was he pump faking? Nah, say it ain't so, man. So these are the they had all kinds of like AI generated stuff. Posted this AI generated image of himself, but a closer look shows him he's missing fingers. Oh. What else we got? The image looks realistic, but take a closer look at Trump's right arm and neck. Ooh, you gotta look for those little. Yeah. The internet was going crazy. There was a Twitter page. It was actually really funny though. And they're getting really good with these deep fakes. I mean, they have the video AI stuff. Bruh. What's blurry here? Look at the faces in the crowd. Oh, damn, these guys kind of messed up certain things, yeah. Oh my God. I forgot what YouTube page. Sorry, I was watching and they were talking about this, and I just thought it was like really funny. Those police are chasing Trump. Are those police really chasing Trump, or are they looking at something else? Oh yeah, that's true. People are creative, man. The deep fake technology thing is something that's going to be like, it could be like a serious problem in the future. I mean, it might already be. Hello? Okay. Deep fake. They said it looks good on my TV and phone. Okay. It looks good or it looks gangster? Killer found a weird story. 81-year-old's body was in Overland Park House 6 years. Family thought, no. Family thought he was still alive. Let me send it to myself. We can read up about this. Killer sent this one. Mel, Mississippi mom killed her husband on FB Live. Ooh. Can you send me a link to that? I mean, I don't want to see the live, you know. I mean, I'm sure they probably took it down. Let's look at these 2 weird stories, offhand stories. Just chill for a little bit. There was a really funny deep AI too. I saw of Elon Musk when I was scrolling Twitter, but Instagram. But yeah, this thing could be like a serious problem in the future. Like they could take your video and image and make you look like anything, honestly. that can make you say anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like with the crazy shit that I went through, like somebody can make a AOI or me or the other person, they can just make you say all kinds of crazy stuff. And it'd be kind of hard to differentiate. Oh my God, it's still up. That Facebook Live, this mother. You saw it live of this mother killing herself? Oh, wait, hold on. Mississippi mom killed her husband. And they still have it up? Nah. Let me send myself the articles. Oh, you can hear it. Okay, so let's look at these two stories. Okay, to see what's going on around the world, just the craziness and insanity, man. Oh, give me a break. Oh, you can get it? Okay. I thought they were blocking me. Okay. Don't I have a pop-up blocker on this? Or no? The problem is with some of these pop-up blockers, the websites detect it and then they won't let you access the website. Let me see if we can do it. Okay. 81-year-old's body was in Overland Park house 6 years. Family thought he was still alive. Come on. Overland Park police opened a suspicious death investigation in October after an 81-year-old man was reported to be dead in a home in the 11800 block of West 99th Terrace. The Johnson County Medical Examiner's Office later determined he died of natural causes. Janet Carroll says there was always some reason why her uncle could not come to the phone. He was sick, he was eating, he was heading out of town, in his 80s, and geographically removed from many family members. Mike Carroll's absence did not raise eyebrows, and it still made sense that he couldn't come visit during the height of COVID pandemic. Then about 2 years ago, the family stopped being able to get Mike Carroll's daughter and son-in-law, both in their 60s and who lived with him and cared for him, to pick up the phone. Janet Carroll of Russell, Iowa, says her cousin was typically the person who answered when loved ones called. The family had no reason to believe he was not being looked after. She told the Star by phone on Wednesday, but about a month ago, she said they were shocked by the news that his body was found in his house and that he had been dead for 6 years. We were denied contact with him, said Janet of Russell, Iowa, and now we know why. So did they know? Are they lying? On October 23rd, Overland Park police were called to the 11800 block of West 99th Terrace concerning a person dead inside a home. Detectives opened a suspicious death investigation and later determined through an autopsy conducted by the Johnson County Medical Examiner that the elderly man died in 2016, roughly 6 years before the report was made. A criminal investigation was later initiated by the Social Security Administration. Ooh, yeah, were they collecting Social Security? Excuse me. Janet said another relative spoke directly to investigators concerning the situation as the administration investigates possible benefits fraud, and they're still waiting for answers. This is bizarre. We don't know why. We don't know what to make of all of it, she said. We're just as lost as everybody else as to why this happened. Janet said her uncle was close with the family before they lost contact years ago. She described her uncle as funny and a bit ornery. What? Ornery? Ornery? Ornery. Proud of Irish heritage and quick to pull someone's leg or get a laugh out of them. He grew up on Iowa farm and moved to the Kansas City area decades ago, she said, working with Bell Telephone Company. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a long time. Bell Telephone Company? Are they still called Bell? Are they still around? He lived in Overland Park since around the 1970s with his wife Margaret. She said until she died in 2002. His adult daughter and son-in-law had long lived in his Overland Park home, a house she said was always clean and neat. Over the years, Janet said her cousin, her uncle's son, relocated with the family to Florida. He died in 2020, she said, never knowing that his father had passed away. Ooh. Since learning of his death, his out-of-state family members also became aware of his remains were cremated. Became aware his remains were cremated. They've yet to plan a service or publish any obituary for him. His niece said he has a family that misses him, Janet said, and we wish we could have missed him when he left. Sorry, I butchered reading that. Felt weird reading that. And they don't even say his okay, Mike Carroll, right? That's weird.
Living in that home with
How do you live with somebody 6 years? Nobody's gonna be like, I don't know, knock on the door. Hey, what's up with you? Hey, I can imagine being in a household with somebody, not seeing him 6 years. Does that make any sense? Is that even plausible? Like, how? No way, because you just think about like the, decomposing and like the smell. Like, I can't. Yo, there definitely has to be, in my opinion, like some sort of like they're being investigated for. Somebody who's probably taking the money, doing whatever with it. And I don't think it's a lot of money, but maybe if you don't have a job or if you're struggling or whatever, I guess it could be,
On how this was even possible.
They had to smell it. They had to.
Bro, when that voice came in I don't know why I got tripped out. I thought somebody was like talking on Discord. Even though I'm not. I was like, what the hell? It sounded so different.
Everybody in that house knew what
This was even possible.
It's like, what?
they had to smell it. They had to. Everybody in that house knew what the hell was going on. I mean, we know how a body decomposes and then liquefies and all that crazy stuff. I mean, it's just, again, horrific.
That's pretty shitty, yo. And that's family. So-called family, right? That's really messed up, man. I was kind of scanning a little bit online too. There's not really much besides what we saw. I was kind of hoping to find, I don't know, maybe like a family member spoke out on Facebook or something, but I don't really, on the brief look, I don't really see anything else. But that's messed up, especially to find out your family member, at least didn't get like a proper, I guess they said he was cremated, but like, proper or whatever, not to just be left for years, like decomposing like that, to be found like that. It's just like, damn, bro. That's crazy, man. I don't know. There's just no way. There's no way you're in a house with a dead body. Come on. We're not going to just buy this bullshit. I'm tired of this fucking, we just got to accept this weird shit. People that lie and make up the most ridiculous shit, and they just expect you to believe it. Shit happens all the time. They just expect you. You're just supposed to take this cockamamie fucking story. So let's take a look at this whole Facebook thing. It's a really short article. Let's see. Okay, this is a really short article. So, and I guess on the video it's like audio or something. It's not like visual. I'm not gonna play it, but apparently it's still on Facebook or something, which kind of shocks me a little bit, because some of these social media things, they spend all this time messing around with regular people that are just like trying to make videos or whatever. But somebody kills himself and it just, all right, yeah, it was just up there and shit. Probably monetized too. A woman was arrested after she allegedly shot and killed a man on Facebook Live in Mississippi on Saturday. Officials with the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office said deputies responded to a domestic violence call in Columbus shortly after 8 a.m. They found that a 28-year-old man who lived in the home had died from a single gunshot wound. According to the LCSO, officials said the victim, 28-year-old Kadaj Michelle Brown, were in an argument that turned physical. Brown then allegedly shot the victim, which officials said was captured on Facebook Live. Wow. They found evidence at the scene, including a handgun. Officials confirmed the man was Brown's husband. That's the only thing about having a gun. It's like if you're in a crazy relationship or something. Oh my God. If you're in a crazy relationship or something, I don't know, man. You just don't know what that other person, can you trust that person that they're not going to snap? Do you have to have mental health checks on the other person? Do you go to therapy together? Because, like, I don't know, to be with somebody else in the house and there's a gun there, like, can I trust you? Like, if you're constantly losing your shit. Oh, wow. And this is crazy. So I'm not going to play this here, but this video is still up. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I'm going to download it just in case. If I ever need to reference it, the non-killing parts, but I'm going to download it before they take it down.
He ain't helping. He left at 6:06 to go be with his mama.
It might be up because even though, I mean, I haven't watched this yet. I'm not going to attempt to right now. But it might be up because it didn't actually capture visually him being shot. It's just an audio of the gunshot. And so maybe that's why it's probably still up, because visually you don't see the person getting killed. You just hear it. But I do have the link. We can... we can maybe watch it on Discord. I don't want to play it live without knowing what's going on, you know what I mean? And so we could watch it on Discord, and then I can make a decision. If we do an update on the story, we can look into it. But yeah, I don't want to play around live and find out what, you know. I'd rather watch it after and make a decision. So, but yeah, maybe we'll follow up on the story. But apparently it's still live. And domestic violence is just, you know, I don't know. It's all the time. You saw it, Kitty? Saw the video? Damn, there was another man in Mississippi, Tina says, where 30 shots were fired on his live. Wow. Dreams of Life is one of my favorite documentaries. All right, I guess I'll head out, man. You guys stay safe. You know what I'm saying? I thank you for the support. Thank you for just, you know, watching me, subscribe, holding me down through all the ups and downs. And yeah, I listed the things that I'm kind of trying to do this week. I'm also getting myself into like a mental good space. Like I'm preparing myself. Like I had my week of like having fun. I hung out with Silvio. I think the other weekend, went out getting drinks. I think I smoked a little bit. My daughter's with my mother. I had one day to myself, and then like the other couple of days, I just had fun, disconnect a little bit. But now like I'm ready. I'm trying to like exercise a bit and like eat right, and I'm on detox right now. I'm not even drinking. Just want to prepare myself and be good, because it's like a mental thing too, especially when you're like on all day. You know, like even before this stream, I had very little time, but like I ran up and down the stairs outside. Like I got a good sweat. And then I took a quick shower, and then I made some tea. And like I remember like during this last trial that we did, Alec Murdoch wasn't as hard as like the Johnny Depp, even though the Johnny Depp was more entertaining. Johnny Depp, I had a whole bunch of like personal shit going on. It was crazy, and it was the first trial. And so like there would be days where like there is ish going on, and I just have to get on the computer in the morning and just be like smile. You know what I'm saying? There was all kinds of stuff going on, just personal stuff behind the scenes that I was dealing with, like whatever. And so yeah, a lot of it's like a mental thing, because I have a hard time. They say that I wear my heart on my sleeve kind of stuff. And so like if I'm whatever, you're probably gonna see it on my face. So I got to make sure like I'm mentally good. I have my little break, whatever. Did you Kachava? I was gonna do Kachava last night. I didn't. I'm probably gonna do it tonight or in the morning. I probably need to get some more. I got protein. I got fruits. I got all kinds of stuff to make smoothies. I'm gonna get the coffee machine too this week. And yeah. So, but yeah, you guys take care, man. I love you guys, and we'll see what turns up. If there's a chase, I will be back. Yesterday there was like potential chases and nothing happened. Today there was a potential chase and they lost it. They're always losing these vehicles, so I'm kind of like, with this chase stuff. I hope something happens, but I don't know. Same path. The thing is, I'd like to do that too, and sometimes I kind of share a lot already, but like, there's people watching, and so like sometimes the shit that I'm dealing with, those people could be watching. You know what I'm saying? And so like, or there's people that want to use it against you. And so like, it's a weird rope to walk sometimes. So, all right, man. I'm going to head out of here. I love you guys. Have a good night. Peace. Take care. And I'll be following this story too with Noel to see what happens. All right.